In the past 2 years, the surge in using domestically produced made-in-China products has brought Xiaomi, a Chinese electronics manufacturer, into more and more households. However, incidents of Xiaomi products spontaneously catching fire have been occurring frequently. On June 17th, the topic of a Xiaomi vacuum robot catching fire and causing a blaze once again drew attention on Chinese social media. Ms. Zhang from Nantong City, Jiangsu, posted that on the morning of May 26th, the mid to high-end product Xiaomi Mijia vacuum robot, which her family purchased for 2299 yuan, about $317 spontaneously caught fire and caused a blaze. According to the initial investigation by the fire department, the fire was caused by an electrical short circuit. The entire house was charred. The floors and door frames were burned, and all furniture, appliances, and linen were blackened and rendered unusable. Ms. Zhang also shared a simplified investigation report on the fire incident, which indicated that the fire was caused by a malfunction in the charging base of the vacuum robot, which ignited nearby flammable materials. Ms. Zhang stated that after the incident, Xiaomi's after-sales service and factory staff inspected the site and inquired about the situation. They did not deny that the issue was their product. However, Xiaomi's after-sales service did not involve a third-party valuation company for damage assessment and concluded that the cost for repairing the 143 square meter house, cleaning the entire house, cleaning the clothes, and accommodating the residents would only require Xiaomi to compensate a bit over 30,000 yuan, about $4,100. Ms. Zhang disagrees with Xiaomi's compensation plan. She points out that according to her consultations, no renovation company could complete the work for the price Xiaomi offered. Additionally, Xiaomi only agreed to compensate for 20 days of accommodation during the renovation period and did not address the accommodation cost incurred by Ms. Zhang and her family from the time of the incident to the present. Xiaomi also only agreed to compensate based on the cost of one room, even though 3 people were living in the house. Xiaomi insisted on a compensation amount and refused mediation by the Market Supervision Administration. In response, Ms. Zhang stated that she is prepared to take legal action to resolve the matter and has already filed a complaint with the relevant authorities regarding the product's quality issues. Ms. Zhang's case inevitably reminds people of a similar fire incident that occurred on February 21st this year at the CITIC Dongtai Garden Community in Dongchen, Dongguan, at the home of Mr. Zhang. On the day of the incident, Mr. Zhang and his wife were at work while his parents were having tea and chatting on the first floor balcony. At 8:30 a.m., a resident noticed thick smoke billowing from Ms. Zhang's window and contacted the community property management. The security guard responded and found the fire to be severe, so they called 119 for emergency services. Thanks to the joint efforts of the security guards and firefighters, the fire was extinguished in about half an hour, and fortunately, there were no casualties. Reporters from Dongguan Daily observed that the ceiling and walls of the second floor in Mr. Zhang's home were charred black, with burnt furniture scattered on the floor. It was a scene of chaos. 2 of the rooms suffered particularly severe damage from the fire. Mr. Zhang reported that the room where the fire started was his daughter's room, and most of her belongings were destroyed. Additionally, the fire damaged some furniture and appliances, severely affected the top floor ceiling, and compromised the waterproof layer. The insurance company estimated the total economic loss from the fire to be over 600,000 yuan, approximately 83,000. The cause of this fire was a Xiaomi vacuum robot in Mr. Zhang's home. According to the investigation by the Dongguan Fire Department, there were burnt marks on the desk, bookshelf, bed, and wardrobe in Mr. Zhang's daughter's room. Under the desk, they found a burnt vacuum robot with its 4 lithium batteries scattered around, one of which was severely burned, with the top cover detached. The burn marks spread from the desk and the bookshelf to the surrounding areas. The Dongguan Fire Department's simplified investigation report indicated that after excluding lightning strikes, arson, and leftover fire sources, they could not rule out the possibility that a malfunction in the vacuum robot ignited nearby flammable materials, causing the fire. It's not just the vacuum robots. Xiaomi's smartphones have also become major safety hazards. On June 14th of this year, a netizen from Yan'an Sichuan posted a video explaining that while dining, a guy had placed his phone under his thigh against the chair. Suddenly, he felt a burning pain, jumped up and saw the phone emitting black smoke and red light. His inner thigh was diagnosed with second-degree burns. The phone was a Redmi 12 purchased in September 2023. However, the after-sales service responded by saying that the battery damage was caused by an external force and was unrelated to the phone's quality. The person involved said that he found this response unacceptable. On April 18th, a girl posted online that the Redmi K60 phone she bought for her father suddenly caught fire, burning through his outer pants, long johns, and underwear, resulting in severe burns. Her mother, who witnessed the entire incident, was so shocked that she had nightmares for several days afterwards. On April 22nd, the girl took her parents to the hospital for an examination, which revealed that her father had severe flame burns and her mother was diagnosed with anxiety and mild depression. The girl shared online that the process of communicating with Xiaomi Mall after the incident was very unpleasant. Xiaomi continuously shirked responsibility and refused to provide a testing report. On May 13th, a man also exposed the incident of his Xiaomi phone catching fire online. He stated that when he plugged his phone into charge first thing in the morning, it immediately started smoking, burning both the charging cable and the phone. Frustrated, the man contacted Xiaomi customer service only to be told that he had to pay for the inspection himself. If the issue was found to be Xiaomi's fault, they would only repair the device and would not accept a return. Ultimately, the man paid out of pocket to have his phone repaired. In 2014, Xiaomi launched the Xiaomi Smart Socket, which swept crowdfunding platforms. The Smart Socket could be remotely controlled via smartphone. The same year, Xiaomi introduced the Xiaomi Socket. In 2016, the media ecosystem concept was officially introduced, ranging from small appliances like routers, power strips, and cameras to large appliances such as washing machines, TVs, and refrigerators. Despite Xiaomi's constant innovation, the reputation of Xiaomi appliances has been consistently poor, with consumers frequently criticizing their products. One consumer mentioned that using a Xiaomi rice cooker to steam red glutinous rice was increasingly frustrating.
Is
the designer of your rice cooker brainless, or did you not test this product at all before launching it? Every time after cooking, the damn thing won't close. It won't close. Do you understand? This thing just gets stuck inside.
News on Xiaomi hair dryers emitting smoke is also quite common.
我的天啊!
Oh my god, my Xiaomi hairdryer, which I've used for 2 years, suddenly caught fire. It was terrifying. Look at this big black hole burned into the cord, and it's emitting a horrible smell. It's completely unusable now. Another report indicated that in 2023, Miss Gao from Taichung spent nearly approximately $620 on a Xiaomi mopping robot. However, in January of this year, while it was still under warranty, the mopping robot started leaking water. Miss Gao described the situation, saying that the water poured out as if the entire water tank was emptying at once. The amount of water was so large that it seeped into the gaps between the floorboards, causing water damage. After reporting the issue to the company, they sent her a brand new mopping robot. However, the new robot also leaked water, which spread to the charging base and nearly caused an electrical fire. This left Miss Gao on the verge of a breakdown because replacing the damaged imported wooden flooring alone would cost approximately $12,000. Another consumer shared that they bought a Xiaomi all-in-one vacuum robot on Singles Day, November 11th, but after less than a month of use, their house became dirtier with each clean. When they finally had time to clean the robot, they found it to be a disaster. The rollers would get tangled with hair and were impossible to empty out, and the wheels had irregular grooves that trapped hair and debris, making cleaning extremely difficult. This consumer, a heavy user of Xiaomi products due to their low prices, openly expressed their frustration with Xiaomi devices. For instance, after a year of use, 4 or 5 clasps on their ceiling light broke inside the lampshade. Their Bluetooth device frequently disconnected and required weekly router reboots to reconnect. In addition to these home appliances, Xiaomi's SU7 pure electric full-size sedan, which the company has proudly promoted since its launch, has also been surrounded by controversy. On April 4th this year, Miss Mo from Shenzhen, Guangdong, posted online that she purchased the Xiaomi SU7 Founders Edition car. She was informed that during transportation, the car sustained a minor collision, causing a paint chip on the front hood. They offered to repair the paint and compensate her with 5,000 points, equivalent to 500 yuan in Xiaomi's store, before delivering the car. Miss Mo refused this offer, after which they proposed a maximum compensation of 20,000 points, but she did not support replacing the car with a new one, nor could they refund the car deposit. Miss Mo rejected this proposal as well, insisting on getting a new car. Xiaomi's automotive customer service responded firmly, stating that they could not replace the car, and if she reordered, she would have to wait a long time. On March 30th, a Xiaomi SU7 in Gulf Blue color lost control and crashed into a curb after making a right turn at an intersection under an overpass in Wuhan, Hubei. Fortunately, there was no casualties. On April 1st, staff from the Wuhan Xiaomi car delivery center responded, stating that the incident was due to driver's lack of experience. In addition to this, the Xiaomi SU7 has faced a series of criticism, including seat bulging, brand new car with chipped paint, cutting corners, and test drive cars continuously having accidents. Many of these issues have trended on social media. However, despite the poor quality of Xiaomi's products, why are they so popular? A significant reason is that the Chinese government heavily promotes these domestic brands to bolster the Chinese economy. Attentive netizens might notice that since the pandemic, the Chinese government has been heavily promoting domestic brands. On one hand, the state-run People's Daily has reported calls to expand new forms of consumption, which includes supporting live streaming, e-commerce, and promoting the consumption of domestic trend products. Simultaneously, China Economic Weekly has proclaimed that, driven by national sentiment and cultural confidence, domestic brands are no longer mere substitutes for international brands, but are set to enter a great maritime era. Quickly, the popularity of domestic brands has grown year by year. For instance, during Singles Day in 2023, the domestic beauty brand Puya surpassed foreign brands like L'Oreal for the first time, topping the e-commerce platform charts. Additionally, the II Media Rankings 2023 Top 100 Chinese New Brands listed show that Huawei, BYD, Media, Xiaomi, and Sherry dominated the top spots. According to data from II Media Research in December 2023, nearly 50% of consumers acknowledge that domestic brands have the advantage of patriotic sentiment, and another 39% of consumers prioritize purchasing domestic brands because their products align with Chinese culture. However, despite the unified praise for domestic brands from the Chinese government and state media, some observers believe this push is closely related to China's economic downturn and declining consumer spending power. It is well known that a significant characteristic of domestic brand is their low prices. In recent years, the phenomenon of reverse consumption or consumption downgrade has become mainstream in China, with an emphasis on cost effectiveness in purchasing everything from clothing, accessories, and food to electronic products. For example, a high-end lipstick costs around 300 yuan, which is about $41, while a domestic brand of the same color can be found to be under 100 yuan, making it highly popular among young people. Additionally, there are signs that the Chinese public pursuit of luxury brands is waning, and it is no longer considered shameful to favor domestic products. However, economists have noticed that this is not the first time China has experienced a domestic product trend. According to a report by the state-run Guangming Daily in July 2022, China saw a similar movement in the 1930s. At that time, the Chinese economy was in decline due to the global economic downturn, prompting the government, media, and intellectuals to advocate for saving the country through industry. Under the banner of patriotism, they urge people to buy domestic products. However, other observers have pointed out that beyond boosting the economy, the Chinese government promotes domestic products to better monitor and maintain stability. In February 2023, media reports revealed that Xiaomi's technology, MiYo 13EU, the European version of its mobile operating system, was found to contain software called the Communist Party Anti-Fraud Center, which users could not delete. Netizens pointed out that the anti-fraud center is used by the Chinese government to promote anti-fraud measures. However, after downloading it, the app requests nearly 20 permissions from the user's phone, including access to the address book, call logs, recording, and taking photos, essentially making it a surveillance tool. It also prevents users from downloading apps that are not approved by the Chinese government. Some users share their experiences, stating that after installing the application, browsing overseas websites or installing VPNs and other circumvention software quickly resulted in police visits. According to an investigation by Taiwan's National Communication Commission, NCC, 5 popular Chinese brand phones sold in the second half of 2020 initially failed security tests, passing only after improvements were made. In the first half of 2021, only the American brand Apple iPhone 12 met the security requirements out of the 10 different brands tested. Among the phones tested, the Xiaomi 10T 5G sold in Taiwan had 7 pre-installed apps, including personal themes, music, software installer, security manager, junk cleaner, download manager, and Xiaomi video. These apps would download a blacklist comparison file from a specific server to automatically censor over 2,000 politically sensitive terms recognized by Beijing, such as Free Tibet, Taiwan independence, Hong Kong independent media, June 4th incident, and the Tsai Ing-wen. The NCC also expressed concerns that Xiaomi phones might send user privacy data back to China, potentially infringing on the personal information or privacy of Taiwanese users. Despite Xiaomi's denial and emphasis that they do not restrict users' personal behavior, Chen Yingshuo, an assistant researcher at the Institute for National Defense and Security Research's Division of Cybersecurity and Decision-Making Simulation in Taipei, stated that digital surveillance is commonly used in the commercial sector for collecting business intelligence and analyzing big data. However, it is noteworthy that Xiaomi includes many politically sensitive keywords in their censorship and monitoring. Given that Xiaomi users are spread worldwide, this practice could infringe on the information rights of overseas users, including Chinese people in free regions. However, according to a recent sanction listed released by the U.S. Department of Defense, 9 Chinese companies, primarily from the semiconductor and aviation industries, were named, including the smartphone manufacturer Xiaomi Group. Additionally, reports indicate that Xiaomi's founder, Lei Jun, is a delegate for the National People's Congress of the Chinese Communist Party. He also held senior positions and shares in Kingsoft, a Beijing-based Chinese software company. Kingsoft was established at the request of the Chinese Defense Science and Technology Commission, which is affiliated with the Central Military Commission of the CCP. Thus, examining Lei Jun's business connections and networks reveal a close relationship between Xiaomi and the Chinese military. In response, many netizens have commented that while products may lack a conscience, the people who make them should have one. Some money is not worth earning because it would hurt one's conscience. This is a lesson that Xiaomi might never have understood.